Good morning, guys. Breakfast edition of Footy and Frothies here. A quick preview show this week with Danon out of action on the back of the birth of the beautiful Elsie Jean. Congratulations to him and Kylie. All going well as far as I know, but it has meant no review show this week. It will return next weekend. As I've said, not sure there's that much appetite for me waffling on by myself for an hour about rugby league. More than happy to. Let me know in the comments below if you'd still like to hear my thoughts. A few takeaways, though, quickly from round 15. It's been a tough week for poor old Buzz and the News Corp agenda against the Tigers, with Lockie Galvin recommitting, winning at home in front of a sold-out Leichhardt, Stefano playing a blinder, Adam Dewey re-signing. Been a tough week for them, really pushing whatever agenda they're trying to uphold. It was a fantastic result, though. Great to see them get up, missing I think it was about 14 first graders. But so it brought some joy to this grumpy old man's heart. Last week, I went looking for an article on the Tigers Sunday. The only one I could find was Scott Fulton bagging him. Not a single article in the Telegraph about the actual result. Went through the whole lot there. That was a shame. Other takeaways from last weekend, I thought that I have some grave concerns around Brisbane, where they're heading with, I know Haas and Carrigan fantastic again, but the rest of that team gets very frantic, and I know they're also missing Walsh and Reynolds, and they will be big ins when they get back. But, yeah, not sure. Well, to be honest, it might be a bit of a struggle with the form of some other teams for them to even make the 8. So, bit of a watch on them. Souths were very good, though. Latrell was in almost undeniable form again. So, he should lead them on the back of Origin. Obviously, you'll miss a few weeks coming up. Has left me with a bit of a quandary on what to do with him in Supercoach. But let me know what you think. Comments below or on our socials. But I think that, look, they're going to go on a bit of a run. They've got a very cushy draw, and that all looks good. Sharks were concerning. Dolphins good. As I've said before, Max Plath, Isaiah Katoa, stars in waiting. They were very good Friday night. Other takeaways? Yes, Canberra played poorly. Penrith got the job done. Jerome Loy was absolutely phenomenal again at halfback. I think since he's moved to number 7, I've got the stats here somewhere, in the 4 games, he's had 3 tries, 3 try assists, 4 line breaks, 5 line break assists, 8 forced dropouts, 21 tackle busts, 8 offloads, and averaging over 140 runs a game. Just his kicking again was pinpoint. It's not just his good kicking game, it's the fact that he doesn't put in bad kicks. I thought he's just been amazing what he's produced at 7, and obviously very promising signs for next year. To the point where, nutbag conversation point this morning at breakfast, perhaps if you're going to ease Cleary back in, ease him back in at 6 and let Luai run the team for a week or 2 more to get him up and going. And we've already seen Cleary can be the next coming of Brad Fittler at 6, given the time and space out there, but all means very little down the road, obviously. But salute to him again, who's amazing what he's produced this last month. Lastly, Manly very good, down to 13 players, getting the job done against St George, who are probably disappointing, you've got to say. But obviously they were buoyed by the fact that I had some money on St George at half time when everyone was injured. So got them home, got the Titans beat with my money as well. So productive weekend on the punt as usual. Of course, show us your tips every week. Beaver and I get stuck into all the metropolitan racing from around the country. Round 16 of the National Rugby League kicks off, though. More importantly, we've got the under-19s Origin tonight. We've got round 16 kicking off tomorrow night at Suncorp, with the Dolphins hosting the Storm. For the Dolphins, Trey Fuller's back at fullback, with the Hammer back to Origin. Jesse Bromwich is back for Kafusi. And Tavita Pengai Jr. makes his club debut in the 17. Pappy's back, which is great to see after his 5 games off. Replaces Fayalongo, who shifts to the wing with Coates being out. Anderson into the centres there. Pretty Origin-proof, though, compared to last few years with Bronson Garlick, the only other change with Harry Grant out. Look reasonably strong. They're the Storm. They've won 9 of their last 10 with Jerome Hughes in the side. Still going to tip the upset. I think Dolphins are going really well. I know Missinghammer's a big out, but Herbie Farnsworth is in fantastic form. And the rest of that back row are really starting to hit their straps. And up at Suncorp, I'm going to say, I think they were about $2.40. I'm going to say they can get the job done 1-12. My man Max, man of the match, hot month now, securing that 13 spot injury-free. Going to keep going. First try scorer. Again, let's stick with the form in Herbie Farnsworth up there. we head to Seabus for Super Saturday. Titans host the Warriors. Keone Keeney, fullback. Campbell and Foran in the halves once more. David Fafita comes back in. Mo Fodawaker goes out for Origin duty, and Palacia starts. No Cleese Haas either. RTS is back for the Warriors into the centres with Kosi goes onto the wing for Dallin Wateni Zalesniak. No Capel and Barnett both in Origin camp. Dylan Walker back row. I can't tip the Titans here. Warriors, I know they were actually disappointing last week after a hot start. I felt good about myself there after 40 minutes, but I think they bounced back here. Titans did a little bit too bad to be true last week at times. Tamari Martin, another one who's in some fine form. We'll go with him out of the match. He's had plenty of try involvements and is really been integral to straightening up that attack, which it badly needed after the first couple of months. Why not go another fairy tale? RTS to score first try on his return. Could be 13 plus. I hope it is for the Warriors' sakes. Game of the round. Roosters host the Bulldogs at Gosford, where I don't believe they've got a fantastic record, to be honest. They have won 9 of the last 11 against the Bulldogs, but they have Bulldogs have never beaten them there at Industry, so disregard. They've won 4 straight at Gosford. I really think Bulldogs are hitting the Roosters at the right time off a good win, a few good wins, off a bye. They get Matt Burton back, who's been sitting around doing not much for the last few weeks. Carraz goes into the centres with Stephen Crichton out. That is a big loss. Jarrell Skelton onto the wing. Josh Curran's back. And Pawasaful Masili and Jake Turpin come into the bench. Kurtman out. Still no Fox. For the Chooks, no Collins, no Crichton, no Lenu, no Watson, which sees their back row now Butcher, Radley, White. Terrell May starts, and Ponga in the centres. Dom Young's back from his injury at this stage. Cracker. Really tempted to tip the Bulldogs there. I think they're going to give it a red-hot crack. I'm going to stick with the Roosters, though, getting the job done 1-12. But I think Bulldogs can potentially label some top 8 credentials here. Teddy man of the match. Decent enough at Origin, did exactly what you'd expect him to have done. He has been in fantastic form all year, and hate to use a cliche again, but point to prove. Bowling ball cheese, whatever's going on there. First try, a little dart out of dummy half from about the 15-metre line, and a special for him. Really good game again at the 5:30. Depleted game comes up next. The Bunnies, sans Latrell, host the Sea Eagles, who I believe are missing 14 or so of their stars, for lack of a better term. We'll hear all about that this week, no doubt. The most important ones are DCE, Olakawatu and Travojevic. Lawton at halfback, Brown and Waddell start. No Paseka, no Garrick either. So their bench now looks like, where are we? Chan Kum Tong, Condon, Navali and Asatasi James. Cook, on the back of signing with the Dragons this week for a couple of years, is the starting 9. Mamazelis at 14 for Souths. Whiten and Walker still halves. Jai Gray returning. Rabbitohs, probably good things for the weekend. Whiten and Walker really starting to hit their combination, especially Coda Walker. Really, really fantastic form this last month or so. All seemingly playing with a point to prove. Now Bennett's on the way to Leichhardt. So I'm going to go Bunnies, possibly 13 plus. If they're full strength, definitely 13 plus. We'll go 13 plus anyway. Man of the match, Cody Walker again. First try scorer, Tane Milne. Starting to look a little bit more dangerous than he had in the previous few outings. And we wrap up round 16 with the Tigers hosting the Raiders at Campbelltown. For the Tigers, they welcome back Lockie Galvin from his week off. Caesar goes to halfback, Corriso back to hooker, and Dallin Silver back to the bench. Adam Dewey's named in extended reserves, so could possibly see him into the 14 last minute. Kit Loeli makes his first game of the season. For the Cowboys, for the Raiders, I should say, Zach Wolford comes into the side with Starling out with HIA. Still no Corey Horsburgh. They look as per you'd expect the Raiders to look otherwise. Yeah, I'm not going to dream. There's going to be 2 in a row here. I think Canberra can bounce back. They were particularly poor, and this is another one that a team hitting Canberra at the right time. But I think they're going to get physical, let this back row get through their work of Hudson Young, another point to prover. We'll have a blinder here because I vice-captained him last week and he sat around and did not a lot. So I think he might score a couple of tries out wide here. Can go with him man of the match. 1-12 Canberra. First try scorer, Nick Kotrick out wide, given he's up against Charlie Staines out there. Interesting round ahead. Abbreviated round. We've got Origin to preview next week. Hopefully Dane and or another guest back on board to do it all again. Thanks for tuning in. And of course, follow us across all our socials, Threads, Instagram and Facebook. Leave us some comments on YouTube. You can listen to us on Spotify on the go, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio and all those good places, Apple Podcasts. Take care, enjoy the weekend and see you soon.